IT networking social. This session is called Panelist Talk. I'd like to first give my panelists opportunity for each individual to introduce themselves, tell you a little bit what they do and what their day-to-day looks like. Sounds fine? We'll start with my right.
1 2 1 2. Who can y'all hear me? Good. It's hard. Go. It's some talking. Oh, all right. So, what's going on, everybody? My name is Ron. So, pretty much my come up, I was a Linux sys admin, progressed to Linux sys engineer, principal system engineer, cloud DevOps engineer, currently technical project manager for a software technology company, supporting various federal clients' accounts. So pretty much I really just followed the whole game plan that MTS laid down, like what, 8 years ago, Jerry?
8 years ago.
Yeah, so 8 years ago, so time flies. Yeah.
Hi everybody, my name is Sierra. So I took MTS Class last year in June. I have a background in healthcare. I just got hired about 3 weeks ago on a six admin, so just staying in there and yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Jared Father. I'm just here.
Hi, my name is Lee Song. I'm a cybersecurity consultant, senior consultant. Worked for Ivela, Logic Martin, so one, our CISM, CISA, certified cloud solution architect. Here to actually discuss about the industry, and I also teach. I teach like 2019, right before COVID, for MTS. I teach cybersecurity.
I think we all can agree there's a lot of knowledge on this stage and a lot of money. Important. So, with that being said, the same question that I asked to every individual here, how would you describe legacy? What does legacy mean to you?
So, legacy. Honestly, legacy to me means what I can really leave behind and lead by example. So, at this point, right now, kind of 50-50, I'm working for myself in regards to my future family that I want to build, making sure both of my parents are straight. I'm the only child, so eventually, somewhat down the line, I'm happy to eventually start taking care of my parents. But that's not me, because as I was brought up, I got the best of the best, so it's only right to make sure my parents got the same thing in return. And really just, at the end of the day, just trying to be a positive role model for anyone that wants to walk down the same path.
Thank you.
Ted.
To me, legacy means remember me when I'm not here. Not about money, but about people, how many people I have touched.
Yes, great question. Legacy is basically what you can leave behind you that people can look at or touch and feel and say, this is from we start when we want to see it. For me, legacy has more to do than money. It's how did you impact people's life while you were alive? Like they can the knowledge and sharing, or how did you help bring up people to the level where you are, or even higher? Right? How do you impact people's lives in a positive way?
When we speak on legacy, obviously it has to do with a person's story, and also has to do with a lot of challenges. I think we all can agree on that. So my next question to you guys is, what led you to get into the field that you're currently in, and what are the biggest challenges you faced?
Man, that's a great question. So, all right, how I got into the field, as a hiring review. So actually, me and Jerry, like we've actually known each other like longer than like 8 years. Like again, I guess as an introductory statement to kick off this whole event. Me and Jerry used to be coworkers at Dark Cars Nissan in College Park. Jerry used to sell all the messed up cars that they used to have, and I was responsible for detailing the cars and being a mechanic's assistant. So basically, I saw Jerry at a point like at work, he was really just studying, and really no one knew what Jerry was really studying because it looked like Chinese on the computer screen. So from there, like I actually seen Jerry like progress and actually got his first Linux or IT related job. And I was always interested, and I was like, well, like, yeah, like, what is this? And from time to time, trying to have like just like conversations with Jerry. He told me like, you know, setting a Linux, okay. So it was kind of like a domino effect. Another coworker of mine, he started like getting into the program that Jerry started developing while he was working at Dark Cars Nissan. So I started to see like, you know, say a trend. So pretty much I got my life together at a point where I was kind of disorganized. So I just went ahead, buckled down, got my associate's degree from Montgomery College, and it was kind of like at the crossroads where either I get myself more into debt, student loan debt, like go to UMD or a university, or make a self-investment of about $3,500, take a class. And the trend was like, usually if you really put it into work after a year, you know, if you make 6 figures out the gate. And that was my story for real. At first, I really wasn't as focused. I was saying like within the first 5 months, but at a point, I saw like other students starting to graduate. So I was like, you know, I really want this for myself. So I really just buckled down and got obsessed with Linux. Practice from Sunday to Sunday, 3 hours a day. And that ultimately what led me to actually get my first job. Basic Linux sysadmin was still making 6 figures at 24. So I was ecstatic about that, you know, still living at home. But what I will say, everything that I was taught at MTS by Paul, Jerry, Lady Sean, like literally all of those things that was taught to me in class, that's what I was doing on a day-to-day basis at work. So to conclusion, when I was starting my first job, yeah, it was literally everything that I was shown at MTS. And when I started my first job, I was actually the only Linux sysadmin they had. So the pressure was on me to perform. And from there, that really motivated me to like prove to myself, like, I actually belong in this space. And ever since that one experience and from what I learned at MTS, I never looked back. To the point now, like the technical project management, telling people what they have to be pretty much. So, yeah.
For me, so like I said, I have a background in healthcare. I actually wanted to go to dental school, but I got a job in the dental office and I hated it. So I got to a point where I just didn't know what I like. I knew I had to make a change. A friend actually went through this program and got a job and they go 6 figures. So I said, okay, well, let me give it a try. One of my classmates and I came to Jerry's Spikes and sat in. And we liked the curve, we liked what we saw. So we actually, he was in the back room and we talked for like another 45 minutes. And yeah, rest of this week, we set the class and I got my job. But I will say like the biggest challenge is just being disciplined and being patient. You have to really dive into what you're trying to learn and let it become your craft. So yeah.
You want to say that too?
And you got to pick back off of like the story, but you was at Dark Cars studying Linux, this thing like that.
So, for most people that know me, most people think about, when people see me, they think about basketball, right? So that's my whole life. When I got injured, first thing I always wanted to do something to help people, but also make money at the same time. Because to me, by everybody that know me, every time I elevate myself, I try and bring some people with me. those who want to carry thing. So when I got injured, I decided to look for a job. My dad actually kicked me out of the house, and I told him, I said, hey, give me 2 weeks. So he gave me 2 weeks. I don't know. I didn't have any options. And the next option that I have is either close to me in my mind. I say, okay, I have a business degree. I'm going to get a job as a sales because probably business. So before I went to Darkness, I went to Toyota movie. They kept me there for 2 weeks for a week training. And at the end, they said that I'm not good enough, right? So I left. I went to look for a job at Nestle in Laurel at the plant office to like fix, I don't know what they do, like ice cream or some stuff like that.
Yeah, I said,
So I went there and they told me that no, I'm not good enough. So I came back home, I told my dad I can't find a job. Then Darkness called me and then I went to the training and I got into work. My first month at Darkness, I remember it was December 2011. I sold about 10 cars and I was excited. I thought I was going to make money. When the first check came, it was $200. Back then, I started thinking about my time that I spent there. I got to be at work at 8 in the morning. Sometimes you don't get home to like 11, 12. So I started to think like, no, I should quit, but I'm not a quitter. So I decided to stay there. On my third month, I make $7,000 and then I cash out. When I make $7,000, my boy Yannick came, then we decided to go to, he bought a ticket, he said, oh, let's go to Miami. I went to Miami, I come back, I never went back to work again. They called me, I never answered. I just blocked Darkness number and I never talked to them. Next time they saw me is when I come there to buy a car for my mom. Right, so I start talking about it. And like Ron say, when I was studying, they don't even know. People don't know what I was doing. Because a lot of people, when you come to the office or when you see the black screen, people are wondering like, what is it, right? Everybody is used to like a GUI or say the graphical things, right? You want to see the nice pictures and that. But that's a joke in the IT world. The joke in the IT world is that people that look at the black screen make more money than people that are looking at their pictures, right? So I started to take that serious. I taught myself this thing, the Linux program that I taught people, that I'm teaching people now, it's something that I did literally, no joke, I did it in 3 weeks. I started in 3 weeks. I was in my parents' basement, focused on that, from 9 p.m. to 7 in the morning, study all the time. For those who know me, I never sleep more than 6 hours in my life since I become adult. I always sleep 3 hours, 4 hours max when I'm out of country. But when I'm in America, it's like 2 to 3 hours all the time. And that habit I'm carrying to today, right? But I hope that nobody take that habit because if you feel like sometimes you're just a zombie. But I keep going. What keeps me going, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't drink coffee. But what keeps me going is like, I have a dream and I want to see it out. I have so many people that I've trained and I placed today, I'm happy about it. But I keep talking about the legacy is that I have more to go, right? Internationally, like Betty and I always have a conversation about how can we be able to touch more people in Africa, right? And so that's what drives me. But I have a struggle. Like students now, they have a problem they call Jerry. When I was in that situation, I was the Jerry. So I had to just study, I got to figure my way out. Today, I'm able to help people. When somebody needs advice, I'm giving advice. Sometimes people tell me that you should charge for this time. But to me, I don't think the money, the advice that I give, is worth more than the money that I'm getting. You pay me today for the service. After you leave, you're probably not going to call me no more. But if I do it for you, next time you see me, because I don't want to make it as a business transaction, but I want to make it as a brother that's trying to help another brother, or a brother that help a sister. That's how I look at this. It's not all about the money. People worry about the money. Let's worry about the knowledge. The more knowledge that we share, the bigger we can be, the stronger we can get. And nobody can take this, what's in your mind, but people can take, if you're an athlete, for those who are athletes here, we all play, so, at certain level, but today, after you pass 35, it's hard, I'm sure. Like, you cannot jump like you used to. I remember, I think Moby just asked me this question, I think Wednesday or Thursday in class, Jerry, are you still dunking? No. now I don't like contact anymore. Right? I gotta wake up tomorrow for work. So those are things that I start to learn as you go on. So what I'm trying to say here is this is not Linux is a good thing to learn if you want to make money babysitting a computer. You don't do a lot of work, but you make a lot of money. But before you get your foot in, it takes a lot of commitment, like Sierra said. You have to commit yourself to it. You have to push yourself. Once you get in, then you can be able to chill. We have a distraction. We have the friends. We have clubs. We have things that's going on. But if you put all those stuff never gonna stop, right? Like my sister said that to me just today. She said, "There's no such a thing say miss out. You don't miss out on anything because you say that, oh, I miss out on food. Like I don't ever eat pork. Some people say, oh, you're missing out. No, I don't miss out on things that I don't know. You get what I'm saying? So to me, the time that you spend, say that you're lucky and you say, okay, we're going to 2026. I'm going to take from January to May to finish this program. And by June, I'm going to go work somewhere. That's a decision that you have to make. Just like every year in the beginning of the year, people say, oh, I want to go to the gym, right? They got a membership. By the time January, because January is like 2 months in one. So by the time January try to finish people's membership, they pay for the membership, but they're not going to the gym anymore, right? Because it is a dedication. So it's the same thing that you say, if you want to commit to your future, push yourself. And the good thing about MTS is we have a community of people that's there to help you out. It's not like, and that's a dream that I have since I was a kid. I want to create a community of smart people. You might be dumb, you come to us, you're gonna be smart. I promise you that. Because we're gonna push it.
30 years. For me, what that into is this industry is actually, I want to give you a story. These guys, they sold cars. I sold pens and pencils. I came from Staples. I was working in the retail. Before that, I worked for both. So I spent about 7 years, got sales management. They start putting pressure on you. You need to sell more printers and stuff. So I left that industry. I started working in the mailroom at law firms in DC for all those guys that I've done that. It's not the fun place to be, right? So for no respect, lawyers are very disrespectful most of the time. They think they know all these people. So I went to Senegal and came back, and the company I was working for is so like, hey, we lost the contract. But you don't have a job. So I was lucky enough to actually do my homework and find out. I was living in Virginia at that time, and I found out that they had something called a skill folks. Like it was a program, we just had to show that you filed for taxes that year, and they get you in. You do some kind of training one day, and then you eligible for a grant. Through that grant, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for this, right? I got a grant. I went to George Mason, and they had a program at that time where they were doing security plus A plus network plus MCSE and all those programs. That's how I got into that program. 6 months into the program, I got a call from somebody, a hiring manager from Tech Systems. Tech Systems are the building here in Silver Spring. I remember coming there. I did the interview. I did not believe it when they told me, hey, we're gonna get you the magic wand. But I went there for system administrator. A few years after that, my teachers at George Mason actually got me into cybersecurity in 2011, when cybersecurity was just starting. So the challenge here, just show you that, right? There is no uniform way who should be in IT or not. It doesn't matter what your role is, what kind of job you're doing right now. I can guarantee you, if you can open a computer, turn it off, or turn it on, you can actually get into any of these well. The focus, the main challenge is you. If you have focus and drive and you know what you want, then you know really what your goal is in the next 3 months or 6 months, and you have the drive to get there, you can. There's nothing complicated in IT. Everything is just And now the knowledge is like you learn English or you learn math, right? You want to learn it, you put the focus, you have a support system like MTS, you can make it there. So my challenge was that. The other challenge is being in an environment where you don't see people like you, right? That can be a challenge, right? You can be intimidated. You go to work, you look around, you see more, different people, right? Different cultures. So just keep the focus. There's no difference between us and them. It's this question of who and how do you use that information and the drive that you have. So from the beginning to wherever you want to get to your career, the main thing is your focus and your drive for success, which it should have.
First things first, Jerry. Yes, if I see you, I'll teach you play basketball. When I first met Jerry, I thought Jerry was like an ex-NBA player. I hope this guy could give me some tickets or something. But anyway, to bounce off what you said, what do you think is the biggest misconception when it comes to the tech world? And with the line of work that you do, what are the 3 major steps that a person will need to take?
So you said biggest misconception, right? How can I say this professionally? Well, I feel like lately, there's kind of been like a lot of tech influencers, and they kind of like the glitz and glamours of what IT can provide, what IT career can provide you for real, right? But I feel like lately, a lot of people like tech influencers, stuff like that, they really don't dive deep into for free. They really don't dive deep into like what it really takes to be successful. And really off of that, like at MTS, working with Jerry, Paul, again, you really get the ins and outs of what it really takes to be successful. Whether if you're already in IT and you want to transition to some type of Linux space, or even like with Betty, you know what I'm saying? If you are in like an IT role and you want to transition to a Linux space role, DevOps role, cybersecurity role, like we have no cut cards. We tell you what it is and what you have to do, and we're all walking examples of what it takes to actually be successful. So that being said, like really with me, it's how bad you want it. Again, at some point with me, it got to a point I really got obsessed with this career field when I was really learning my craft. So again, it might be some nights where I'll sleep. I can't sleep because I couldn't figure out, like starting out, I couldn't really figure out and really master like how to install and configure actually like my own like web-based application and stuff like that. So really wanted to strive for excellence and document and really go through the trials and tribulations of having to fail on multiple interviews, having to fail on multiple projects, but still having the tenacity to want to keep proceeding forward. So I see success. Really, I feel like that's what it really takes to be successful and to like really get your foot in the door in this field.
I feel like the biggest misconception is that when you think of tech, most people think cybersecurity, and there's so many different avenues that you can take. Now when I tell people I'm on Linux is admin, they're like, what is Linux? So I think it's just have to do your research, find out what's best for you. Like you said, making your craft, dive into it. Yeah, with that.
Definitely. With 3 steps
3 steps.
that a person would tend to get into a lot of work.
Like I said, do your research, dive into it, and just stay patient, stay consistent. Like it doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take a little bit of time.
I think I will pick it up from what Ron said. So I call them the COVID tech people, right? Like all COVID school. There are a lot of people that start to get into the IT during the COVID, right? Because there's no job, a lot of people want to work from home and they get in it. But a lot of people become an influencer, like you say, and they don't understand, just like you say, right? They don't understand what is the subject or the IT. Somebody can tell you that, okay, just take an A plus or security plus, take the certification, and you came to get your foot in your door. But you don't really understand what it is like, right? I give an example. I had this guy come to me before, and a friend of mine, when I was working for NOAA, that was back in 2016, and he introduced me, this brother introduced me to his cousin, or his friend. He said, hey, this guy have a Linux, certification, and I wanted you to help him get a job with the interview. So I told him, I said, okay, come to my class. He came during the session, and we were sitting down. He started the class. I was with, I think, a number of 19 students in the class. Then I asked him one question. How do you see a user, right? This guy wasn't able to tell me how to see a user on a server. So I say, maybe that's too hard. Let's try a different question. So I was mixing him with my students. Come to find out, somebody else took the test for him. So I asked him, I say, can you be honest with me? I took him outside just to find out that he got his certification to someone. So there are people that do that. I'm not trying to expose anything, but I want people to, if you want to learn, take advice from professionals. You see what I'm saying? It's like me, I'm trying to become an NBA player, but I'm gonna take classes or basketball to get a training from a soccer coach, right? A soccer coach to become a professional basketball player. It's not gonna work. So you need to get a training, information from a professional, and then they can be able to give you what they call career path. Bailey and I sit in the office most of the time trying to draw on this picture, right? Bailey had a lot of knowledge, can tell me that, hey, Jerry, at cybersecurity, we need to do X, Y, Z. And then I said, okay, put that in the map. We have a map design that, and then we get the students through it. They have programs, we have a curriculum for each program. So those stuff, it might take you a long time to get to where you want to get, but you will be stronger versus somebody that just take a quick program. Every time people come to me, how long is a program? And I say 6 months. People say, oh, it's too long. They want to take a 2 months program, 3 months program. But guess what? Everything that's cheap and easy will never last long. For those who buy shoes, anything that you buy has got a name brand on it and it's expensive, it will last longer than anything that's cheaper. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm talking about. So it go with your career, it go with your life and everything. So those are the challenges that people are having, taking advice from people that don't know what they talk about. Because everybody's like phenomenal in everything that they do. When you ask them, nobody want to be wrong. You will never find anybody that say, I'm wrong for giving you the wrong advice. But I would say, my 3 things is, take advice from a professional, do your research like Sarah said, and then ask if you can be able to shadow a class. Go to a program that they can be able to let you sit in a class. Because if they say no, that means they want just money. You get what I'm saying? Let them have you sit in the class. You can't come to us, you sit for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month without paying. Sit in the class, learn the stuff, understand the rhythm, if we are faking or we are doing the right thing. And then you can make a decision, that's what you want to do.
So, since I'm French, I like to break down words. The term misconception, right? Concept that is basically a concept that is actually described, right? Or presented in a way that does not match, right? The real signification, right? So the misconception in IT mainly comes from a lack of, I would say an overload, information overload, coming from the wrong source. Like Jerry said, do your research. The reason why the misconception is coming from there is because you have a lot of people that actually don't really care about the field, they just care about the buzz. Like, for example, we talk about AI. Everybody want to be now talking about AI, due to this. So I think that's one of the problems. The problem is you have a lot of people that talk about the domain and they don't even have the fundamentals, or they're not SMEs in the domain. They're not subject matter expert. And I think that's really one of the difficulties we have in the domain. So when you pass that stage where of misconception and lack of information or lack of knowledge, the only way for you to remediate that is taking the time, right, to actually do your research, go to the fundamentals, understand the fundamentals, and test the waters, right? Because IT is hands-on, and if you say you have a certification, I've taken this course, whatever the person tells you is the path, but you're not doing the work, what's gonna end up is what just Jerry said, right? I will text you on the hands-on and you work it out. What I suggest the path to take, right? That's the question. The path to take is very simple. You're interested in something, take the time to research the subject, take the time to understand how much work you need to do. Does it align with your goal? Do you have the manpower or the brain power to actually get to that level? Is it just you want to do it because everybody's doing it, and then how to say you can make money out of it? So define mentally, or if you're prepared to do it, do you have the time to do it? Is it something that you're passionate about? Is it something that really you want to do? That's the first thing. Once you know, I know I'm super passionate about cyber. I can talk about it for 48 hours non-stop. That's because I live and breathe. And anywhere where I'm reading about it, that's what should drive your motivation, because the money will come. The money will come. Get the knowledge and be a subject matter expert in your domain. People will knock at your door. There is no doubt about it. And I'm a true example of that. Right? I work for a state post. I didn't know none of these things. I probably did a little bit of computer, but I transitioned into it. But once I decided that this is what I want to do, I took the time to do the research. I took the time to go to school, learn it, and practice it. Step one, once you do the research, you go and take the fundamental lessons. Learn the fundamentals. Anything you do, if you don't know the fundamentals, you got to vet. Because every time they test you, you're going to miss little thing that comes from the fundamentals. And especially cyber in minutes, those don't play. Now, once you have the fundamentals, now you can expand and spread your wings as a subject matter expert by practicing. Hands-on. Once you do that, you will feel so comfortable that when you take on a job, when the boss comes to you, you'll feel comfortable, and you're gonna ask the right question and solve the right problems. That's how I see it. First, do your research. Second, know the fundamentals. Third, be the subject matter expert in the subject and be passionate about it. If you're not passionate, if you just for money, forget it. You're not going to go that far. So that's why I would say.
Speaking about IT and AI, but the advancement of AI and how tough the job market can be, what is the biggest advice you will give a person to stay in course?
So with artificial intelligence, what I will say is you still cannot rely on the machines to get your job done at the end of the day. Especially dealing with like Linux, DevOps, cybersecurity. They're trying to embed AI in somewhat form or fashion in those type of jobs, or in the IT career field. But in general, in IT, it still requires some type of human interaction. So with that being said, all I could really say is, don't get discouraged when you might hear random blogs or posts saying hey, AI is taking over, AI is going to destroy certain, or AI is going to basically cut the job market in half, and certain jobs are going to become obsolete. I really wouldn't pay any of that no mind. Again, when it comes to real technical IT jobs, because again, a computer really can't think as a human, how a human can think. So That being said, really just, stay consistent, you stay on the grind, keep trying to really perfect your craft, really try to notice in regards to the trends, in regards to where technology is going. And yeah, really just stay the course. And lastly, use ChatGPT, use Gemini. What's the other ones, Jerry?
Yeah,
Claude. Is that all right? Cool. And use Claude for your advantage or whatever. Like now, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Where I work at right now, we literally had an all hands on meeting, and regardless, however many years someone has been doing Linux, or however many years someone has been in a specific role on the team that I work on, like they're literally encouraging now at work, like, okay, we know you all are smart, we know you all can eventually troubleshoot and figure out the solutions to a problem. But now, it's more about also being efficient. So, like, honestly, at work, they'll probably now start having meetings or keynotes and stand-up meetings and stuff like that, and really encourage you to actually use the tools that they're paying for per year or on a quarterly basis in regards to different AI tools. When, like, if you're stuck on a problem, instead of wasting time, go ahead and fire ChatGPT, and go ahead and ask it certain questions, but not give it all the information if you're working on like classified environments to try to figure out a solution for a problem. And as far as documentation as well.
So
What was the question? How is AI?
how has AI affected us?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, when they talk about AI, most people think about ChatGPT and all this stuff, but it doesn't stop right here, right? By AI taking your job, meaning that you need to be careful if you're doing a job that's easily can be dissolved. So based on what Ron said, I want to explain that a little bit more. Like example, if you're assistant, you're assisting somewhere, right? There's a tools that you can create that and it will replace you. So instead of you can't get sick tomorrow. I'm not hoping, but you can get sick tomorrow and not showing up to work. So that means you call off. As a CEO, I worry about, like as an employee, you just go to work and go home. As a CEO, I'm worried about, okay, is this person gonna come to work tomorrow? And if you don't come to work, that means I gotta worry about how I can be able to figure it out. You see what I'm saying? So that's where the AI tool is coming from. So it's coming in to replace, I don't need an assistant no more. If I'm gonna pay you $40,000, $50,000 a month a year to cover this, if I can be able to build my AI tools using different like OpenAI and others, tools to put the modules that I need, so I can be able to use the function that I need to be able to perform that stuff. So if I have a server, I have all those tools for set up. Now, if you call me, I don't want to answer my call no more. You call my office, the AI will pick it up, talking to you like a regular person. Then you set up another, what they call it. And they say, oh, I want to meet with Jerry on Tuesday. What time? The AI is going to ask you, what time you want to meet with Jerry? About 7:30. Okay, 7:30 is not. Because what he does, he go check to see my schedule on my what they call Outlook, right? See that, oh, Jerry's available from 11 to 12:30. Then he's telling you that, hey, Jerry's available too. You see what I'm saying? So those stuff, that's what people need to worry about. Those who just want to see, and I just want to be an assistant. I just want to be working as an administrator. Those are the jobs that's going to be taken. Because as a CEO, I don't want to pay nobody like $80,000. You're just going to sit here behind your phone all day while I have a tool that can replace you. You see what I'm saying? I don't need to talk to this tool. Sometimes I don't want to talk to people. So I don't need to talk to this tool. It just do what I need to do. People call me if I want to send an email. I say, hey, just like your Siri on your phone, send an email to Bailey, say that Jerry's not going to be available tomorrow. I don't need to call you, text my assistant to do all those stuff. Everything is there. So that's why people need to start to learn things more. Now, you go back to what he say, you need to be technical. If you're technical, it's going to be hard for people to replace you. But if you're not technical, yes, it's easy to replace it. Because the technical people are the one that's programming those modules, creating those stuff, and make sure that those stuff works. But if you're just an assistant, you just want to be nice looking and sit here. I don't need, like me, I don't like to see people just sit here and waste my time, because the minute that you walk into my office, you're already on my clock. The time that you leave, I got to worry about, hey, I got to pay this person to work. You see what I'm saying? So as a CEO, that's what I'm looking at. But say if I was an employee, I need to worry about being a technical person. Because it's hard, like, say that there tomorrow, mechanic gonna keep their job because the car, you need someone to fix it, right? But the person, the driver, now they got a self-drive car. Uber's gonna go with. What are you gonna do? So those are things that I'm talking about. Like when someone's talking about AI is taking it all with the job, those are things that people need to worry about.
So this goes back to what I just said earlier. Get do your research, know the fundamentals, and be what a subject matter expert in you can make. AI will not replace you. The person that knows how to build AI will replace you. Know the tools. Take the time to know the fundamentals. What is AI? Right? How does it work? How are we using it to make systems? How do we automate tasks? One-day tasks, 1, 2, 3 tasks, like repeatable tasks. Those are good. Whoever is working on it, it says you are. So understand AI, know how it is used, understand the tools, the productivity tools that they're using at the enterprise level to improve productivity. It's all about productivity. It's all about, if I was taking 3 months to complete a task, I find a way to use AI to automate and make it 3 hours. Did I gain time back? Did I save money to the company? Yes. The time that you gain is what allows you to focus on honing other skills or focusing in improving. Get technical is okay, but I think what you need to do is understand what the tools is and what impact does it have at the bottom line, what actually it does. What is going to happen is this, very simple. As you look at the trend, we have ChatGPT and all that. Now they're building what is called agentic workflows. And agentic workflows is basically you taking AI and building agents that actually do the task, right? That does end-to-end, like supply chain. The person that ordering, from the person that goes to the manufacturer and do the price negotiation to the person that sends the email to actually get that email response and go back and stuff. I don't have to know all of that. What I need to know is how do I implement that workflow for the company, and the company will keep winning. So take the time to understand the technology, understand the bottom line, the results that the technology can have for the company, right? What is the value added I can bring in as a system administrator? I'm not saying Linux won't get impacted, because Linux, just like any other thing, is a tool, right? Right. So understanding how does Linux and AI, what are the intersections? Where can I go and make sure my Linux skill set are top notch using AI? That's what I want you to learn now, right? Know the fundamentals, dig into AI interaction with Linux. If I don't know a command, now I don't have to wait. Call Jerry. I can go to Claude or ChatGPT or something that asks the command and test it. Use the channels and see the result that it gives you. Once you know that, people will come to you and ask you, hey, I cannot do this. Do you know how to do it? That's your little secret in your pocket, because you know you tested it and you know the fundamentals, you know how the tool works. Now you're the go-to person. Are they gonna get rid of you? No, because they know they can depend on you to actually fix problems. So that's what I'm saying. I don't see AI taking all the jobs, but I think AI will take the jobs that actually are repeatable jobs, basic jobs. So if you want to save your job, know what is AI, know what intersections it has with what you do, and how can you improve it and automate and make you gain time, and then you can do more deep dive into getting that technical that Jerry is talking about.
Did you?
Lastly, to close this out, for Bailey and Jerry, coming from an instructor standpoint and the founder, to a person thinking about enrolling in MTS, why MTS?
Yes.
The CEO is passing, like, no, that's great. So the reason why I think MTS is different is one thing. One, I have a big respect for MTS because of the core Linux background that they give you. Every single system that you have runs on what? An operating systems. Every application that is developed, either it's a business application or entertainment or whatever it is, it runs on Linux, right? So the core Linux program is a very good step tool to actually to basically be part of what is building the architecture of information technology. So knowing that is not gonna go nowhere. Cloud or you on premise or wherever you are, you need Linux knowledge. I'm in cybersecurity. In cybersecurity, I dealt with a lot of situations where actually my Linux skills or the Linux command saved my life, right? That's what shows you how important. You cannot even be a good cybersecurity technician or analyst without being good at system, information system, or OS, operating system, they call it, and Linux is the top one. Now, you cannot secure what you don't know, right? So knowing Linux, knowing that Linux is 90% or more of all infrastructure is a big win. So you get the Linux skill set, you cannot secure what you don't know. So you know the operating system. Now you take the security aspect and lay it on the top of knowing the operating system. What are the flows? How do I secure a Linux system? That will make you golden. This is why I think I like the MTS program. Is heavily Linux. You know the base, like the fundamentals of an operating system. Now all baby has to do is come and tell you, hey, you know what? You know Linux, right? You say yes. Okay, now Linux has two options of connecting to a port, right? You have Telnet and you have SSH. Why do you choose Telnet over SSH? Because SSH gives you a secure channel, right? So if you didn't know those things from the Linux course, if I try to teach you that on the security course, you won't understand. So that's why I like this coordination, because it gives you a solid background on operating systems so you know how to secure systems, and that's the goal. How to protect data and secure systems require understanding of an OS and understanding of the security principles that work on the top of it.
So to answer your question, why MTS? To me, MTS is a community. It's not just a school, but it's a community where you can come and learn. And after you learn, some places that you take a courses after you finish, you cannot be able to reach out to them anymore, or they want to charge you for stuff. By MTS, we have a platform that all students can always come back and learn more. We have what they call continuing educations for us, and every time we have an opening, we will also contact our student first. So it's a community that once you get in, you are family. You don't ask to be in your family, but God put you there, right? So that's how I look at things. MTS, once you learn, once you start your day one, but else you always become part of the family. So when you have a problem, we are there to support you. I have a platform on Slack that if a student is having a problem, they can just put their question there. I don't have to be the one answer it, but I have a group of students that you've never met before. Someone that's in Dubai, someone that's in London, someone that's in Houston, anywhere that you want to think of it, will answer that question and set up a time with you to help you out without any charge. So that's why MTS, I say MTS because we have a support system that I cannot find anywhere else.
You did it. All right, so you got to close it.
So that there.
Yeah, ladies first. Yeah. All right, so yeah, why MTS? I guess to piggyback off of what Jerry said. So again, like I stayed the course, I went through the program, and eventually I actually had the opportunity to transition from a student to actually a teacher as well. So I mean, me, this beautiful young lady to my right, and a lot of other people are walking testament in regards to if you really stay the course and trust what your instructor is really saying and believing in the actual program and not going against the grain of the program, it's all pay off in the Walmart. And yeah, like Jerry said, it's really a community at the end of the day. Yeah, Jerry's a businessman, but truly MTS is a community. Like even regardless, like with the IT stuff, whether your classmate or possibly your instructor, if you really form that bond with your instructor, you know, you'll come to find out, you know, a lot of people actually kind of have different things going on in a positive way as far as being young professionals or seasoned professionals. So in conclusion, you really don't really know for real who you gonna really rub shoulders with at MTS unless you actually take the necessary steps to actually want to, like we're doing right now, to actually network with people. So while you're in class, you know, don't shy away with finding a study buddy or teaming up, you know what I'm saying, to study and actually get better with your craft, because again, like, you never know who you're gonna be.
I just want to add one thing. I feel one. Sorry. I just want to add one thing. I think you touched it, right? That's a community, but also I call this support system, right? It's a support system. Once you leave the school, we still follow you and we help you. But the other thing that I've seen in my course, especially cybersecurity course, is we not just giving them the skill set, but we also give them the tool, and then we once they leave, we have this large network of professionals that are actually in the field that are teaching, right? And that makes a lot of difference. You can have somebody that is just academia, right? They come, they teach, and that's all they do, right? But in this essence, you have professionals that are in the field. It makes a lot of difference. If I teach somebody cybersecurity and help do cybersecurity, it's different from somebody that is just, you know, some teacher that does cybersecurity, does not do cybersecurity, but is in the field. And what I've seen, like, I've had some two students that will be in a position somewhere working on some stuff a year after, right? And they reach out to me like, hey, you know what? They putting me in a project, and they want me to build around the team manager. Don't know how to do. The reason why they reaching back at you, because they know that's your domain, right? You talked about it, and then you can give them a guide. And that, what is that? What does that do? It create this integrity. It create for that student that if you help them resolve that problem, it builds their confidence and it builds their career, because probably they get promotion because they solve an issue by coming back to you. A lot of schools will tell you programs and you leave, but there's no follow-up. And that's the difference. We have professionals that are teaching the course and helping you actually succeed at work on a daily basis.
Right. And for me, I think we should choose HCS because not only your community, but the resources that they provide. You have your documentation, which a lot of students provide, like Udemy, Coursera, but you have your platform that you can practice on. You get FSHs of the system and practice things that you're actually going to do in the job. So I think that is the biggest thing to get great at practice.
Thank you to our lovely coming. I think MTS, because One thing about MTS at the networking event, they have free food. So we'll go ahead and do a round of applause for our panelists. We're going to transition